you want to go for another half an hour and give us the last question?
Yes, welcome back to the Bray and Ethan podcast, episode 130, and probably the 100th, no, maybe not 100th, probably 50th in this building, Ethan.
It's the spiritual home, and it's good to be back. The blue suits us beautifully.
Yeah.
I can't tell you how happy I am to be back. The other studio, obviously, very good to us in the time that we were there, but there's nothing like this joint.
Well, of course, you're happy because it's only about 15 minutes from your house.
that
On the other hand, it's 45 from my place, which is a bit harsh on a Friday morning to get up and travel here.
Well, it makes it all worthwhile for the guests, that's for sure.
It does. Of course, it's all powered by Pegs. Download the app if you're a uni or tape student. I went to Pegs on Monday, just gone at time of recording, to Royales and saved about $15.
Unbelievable.
Absolute steal.
It is. It's the new student discount platform. So all your favourite cafes, restaurants, retail outlets, 40 to 50% off.
Yeah.
So locals supporting locals. And Hat Locker as well. Use Brian Ethan at 20% off there. Some beautiful hats here. We've got the Raiders, and I believe we have the Kangaroo. Not a North Melbourne one, but they do sell some North Melbourne ones if you want.
It's made with all recycled fabric.
Lovely.
It's equivalent to 4 plastic water bottles, I think.
Cheetah clothing as well.
Yep.
The winter edition is almost here. So,
We're
as we said, there's a few Charlie Burkes rolling around WA footy circles. But we've got the best one by far with us today. He's fresh off the national champs. I reckon there's a sneaky chance he might be an All-Australian as well. That'll probably come out in the next couple of weeks. But Burkey, welcome.
Thanks for having me on, boys.
It's an absolute pleasure.
Pleasure. Yeah, as Ethan said, there is a couple of Charlie Burkes floating around. Is there not?
There is.
One
I think
down
one
at
of
Peel
them works at South Frere, and another one who we went to school with as well.
Peel, I think.
Yeah,
there's a couple of them out there.
Popular name.
Surfboarding or bodyboarding was something pretty unique about you growing up. So talk us through that.
Yeah, I grew up on the beach. I live in Sereno, just on the beach, and grew up doing surf club my whole life up to I stopped because of footy. I surfed a lot, me and my friends, try to go out of tree as much as possible. Don't bodyboard. I do it when my friends who don't surf come along because it's a bit easier. And when the waves are massive, they don't mind that. But I'm a big surfer. So, that's something I really love.
It's a bit of a given when you live that close to the beach. I'm surprised you haven't ever done that, Ethan. You've only been 10 minutes from the beach.
Yeah, but I think different physique, different build. I don't know. Some triathlons and that growing up, or?
Oh, yeah, just to school.
Yeah.
I was a swimmer growing up. So that was something that helped me quite a bit, swimming. But didn't enjoy it at all. It's one of the worst things I've done, but I was good at it, so I had to do it.
Yeah. North Beach Junior Football Club was probably the perfect fit for you in that sense, at the beach and that sort of thing. But is it true you didn't play futures, so you came to Subi quite late? Or according to the Waffle website, it says you only started playing in 2023.
No, I played futures. I wasn't outstanding futures player. I was just one of the boys, really. I didn't stand out at all. But I was definitely there. So, Waffle website's wrong.
Yeah.
Well, 2024 has already been pretty big for you. What were the goals coming into it? Was it state footy all the way, or I guess did it just come about as the season went on?
Well, at the end of 2023, I got selected in the pre-season squad for state, so that was massive. So
somewhat a chance.
Yeah, so that was the main thing that first gave me the realisation that I could be playing state football next year. So my aim shifted towards that and making the state team. That's the winter squad, obviously. So had to put a few weeks of good Colts footy together. And obviously the pre-season program helped me heaps with Webby there and all the coaches all the way through helping. Really gave me that advantage to play well in those first 3 rounds and luckily get selected. But that was definitely the main thing on my mind in the first half of the season up to now.
And so 2023, was it just a strong back half of the year at Colts level? What was the point where, I don't know, you got noticed, or you maybe even first started to realise that your footy was really improving?
Yeah, definitely, because at the start of the season, I didn't play the first few rounds and I got selected in the team and I was lucky enough to hold my spot, and it was just about building a consistent brand of footy, and luckily I got noticed, and that was just by playing my role, really, and just improving every week as a young fella, because it was only last year I started playing on the wing, so I was still learning the role quite a lot, so just keep learning, and then I got luckily started to get noticed a bit, and then when I got put in the pre-season squad, that's when it all really became real. Up to then, I didn't think it was real at all, to be honest.
So that must have been the point where you obviously said you were starting to get noticed, but Cohen Livingston, he didn't know who you were. We were talking off air a bit of a story. We like Cohen, obviously came on the show. Talk us through that.
Yeah, so last year it was a pretty heated game. Lance was getting a bit of attention.
Was the game at Leaderville?
Yeah, Perth were undefeated at the time, so it was a bit of argy-bargy, and it was late in the game, very close, and very uncharacteristic of me. I said something to Colin Livingston where he gave away a downfield free kick, and he just did not like it at all, and he just come up to me. First off, he told me I had a ponytail and I had a man bun, which I was a bit offended by, so I cut that off, that's why. And then he just told me no one knows who I am, and he was telling his teammates no one knows who I am. Then he told me he was better than me at everything, so I took that. I was just like, no, that's probably not true, mate, but okay. And he just kept following me around and telling me these things, and all my teammates were just watching, and I just couldn't do anything about it because I knew he was getting drafted, so I couldn't say it back, and I knew who he was. Did
you chat to him after the game or anything, or have you not had any interaction since?
No, I haven't had any interaction since. I don't reckon he knows who I am, but
nah, he hopefully will now, or will in due course. You should now, but
it's a bit of a bad matchup though. You and Cohen.
Yeah, I don't know why I did it.
I don't know why.
I think I was asking for trouble.
Yeah. Well, watching you this year, you seem to be a captain who really leads by example at Subi, and I guess lets your actions do the talking. Is that what you pride yourself on?
Yeah, definitely. Like, I feel like a good skipper. He obviously, the whole game, very vocal, but then the biggest thing is your teammates seeing what you do and they follow you. So I just try my best to play a Subiaco brand of football, and then the team follows, and that's really how we play successful football.
How's the difference playing for the two sides so far this year? Because Subi, you've been playing inside as an inside mid, and then for the State 18s, you've been, I guess, a wing specialist. So how have you gone about playing in those two roles?
Yeah, definitely when I went to State, I just had so much to learn, and every week just kept learning. And in State, because everyone around you is good and you just have to play a role, and obviously it's a different role to Subi a bit, so you just have to stick to that. But at Subi, obviously there's still a lot of support around me. I still get to go out to the wing and help my craft out there. And then at State, the coaches really helped me as well, just learning what to do in my role and don't go outside of that.
Back to the captaincy, has anything, I guess, surprised you about captaining, or what's been the hardest things for you?
Oh, probably the hardest thing is when you're a bit down, you're not having your best game, but you still have to be positive, have that good body language, get the boys up and about. Because obviously when you get in your own head and you're not feeling as good, feeling you're not having as good a game, you can't let the boys say that, or it'll really affect them as well, bring them down. So it's just about always being positive and staying up and about.
Yeah, and from probably game 1 to 4 in the champs, you were one of, if not the most consistent for WA. How'd you do it? Did you adapt better to the more elite level than you probably thought?
Yeah, I think that's a part of it, where you play better with good players around you. But the main thing was Webby just made that role for me really clear, and it was just about not going outside of that, and that's what helped me play well every week. Every week I knew what I had to do, and I wasn't guessing myself. I just knew where I had to be. And yeah, I got lucky a couple times. It's a bit of a lottery out in the wing sometimes if you get the ball. But yeah, so I was getting lucky and I was getting used. So I really enjoyed it in the champs.
A couple goals as well in that first game. And I feel like every goal that everyone kicked, there was so much passion shown. I guess everyone who put on that jumper, you can tell how much it meant to them.
Yeah, the group is so close. From the start, obviously coming in from all different clubs, people briefly knew each other from previous state teams and things like that. But the bond we created and the passion on the field we showed, the unselfishness, it just showed with the result we got in that South Australia game especially. And then just everyone celebrating each other's success. That was our favourite thing. When you see your teammate, and not just your teammate but your good mate succeed, you just love saying that. And so that was really good.
Especially for a club like Subi, where I think you guys had 2 or 3 others in the state program, but you were the main one who played, so you were kind of forced to, probably get out of your comfort zone and meet other boys a bit as well.
Yeah, definitely. At the start, it's weird when you go to a new footy team and you only briefly know people, so you're just having little conversations, and then just as the weeks went on, you just get closer and closer and closer. Obviously, in the summer squad, quite a few of them moved on to the winter squad, so that was good. Already had a bit of a relationship with them. But then everyone, by the end, was just so tight.
what you want.
I don't know if you'd know, but the summer squad, has that only been like a big thing in the last like 2 years?
No, just this year. So this is the
the
first year, because Webby came in as a full-time coach this year for the first time. So this is the first year with a summer squad that trains every week. Previously, they've done like a camp and like one or two training sessions, but we've just been strictly with the state setup this year. So that was really good in developing the players so much and developing like the team.
So do you think when you came, back to the first game of Colts this year, I know you're in a way a bit smaller and younger last year, but do you feel like you come back feeling a hell of a lot better after spending that time with the state squad over the summer?
Yeah, like it's just a confidence thing. Like you go out there and you know you can compete at the highest level and you've got the best coaching over the summer, so there's no reason you can't go out there and be the best player kind of thing. And the competition you played last year, it's the same level as this year, but you've just kept improving, which is a bit different. So last year you'd go out, see big bodies and you'd just be a bit nervous, but this year, as you're one of the older boys, the oldest, except the overages obviously, you just have to give yourself a bit more confidence, so that's really cool. Yeah.
Well, you guys had a pretty good champs, as Ethan has said. Do you guys feel like you had a bit more success than like just the one win that shows on the ladder, I guess? But because you guys were in every game until I guess the last quarter, where you guys just sort of lost it.
Yeah, definitely. Like we competed over every game. We were in it to win it, kind of thing. Like there was no game where there was a feeling where we couldn't win it. The only game where we really got run over was the last quarter of the Vic Metro game. They ran over us a bit, but other than that, every game there were chances for us to win it, and we just. Obviously, people didn't expect that of us. We really expected of ourselves, though, to be competitive. And the 1-3 record doesn't portray how well we think we did, which is good.
Yeah, well, we're chatting off air. We're probably saying that 4 games, like proper champs, obviously there's trial games and that probably isn't enough. But why do you think you were overrun? Like, do you guys put it down to anything? You know, obviously opposition very good. There's some highly touted players, but is there a reason you guys maybe faded out?
Oh, not really, because the first 3 quarters we were just going full at it.
Full steam.
Yeah, like there's a lot of talent on the other team, as you guys would have known, and we were just putting everything into those first 3 quarters to stay in it and hopefully win it. And then it just ended up, as the game went, it ended up being the last quarter where we just got overrun a bit. And sometimes it's better to lose by, it's the same losing by 30 points than losing by 1 point. So you may as well throw out everything at them and try and win the game.
Yeah, it's true. Like you want to sort of take risks and stuff as well. Was there a bit of chat out there? The champs, like, how does chat and the champs compared to the Colts? Were like any sledging or anything?
To be honest, I didn't hear any, except the first game, Leo Lombard was giving a bit to the boys. Like Blake Kelly and Leo Lombard were going at it. So Blake, the underage, it was pretty cool.
Got a heap of the ball as well. I was just looking at his stats in that game as well.
Yeah, Leo backed it up as well. But other than that, no one was really talking much at all. Like there was no sledging, no fighting or anything. It was good. So everyone was just there to play footy, which is nice.
What about the exposure? Like Fox Footy, you know, there's a lot, even like Baseline. We obviously know how popular they've become. Like, guys obviously get yourselves up and about for like so much eyeballs on these games.
Yeah, I think it's just there. People don't really, once you're playing footy, you're not thinking about anything else. Obviously, it's funny when someone gets posted on Baseline getting fended off and stuff like that. So it's good to have a laugh and like good to see some highlights. But then that's always after or before. But when you're playing footy, you don't think about it at all. Like even when you're at Optus, you don't notice it at all until after or before because you're just locked in and you're just playing footy.
Yeah. Who did you guys get to pick who you roomed with?
No.
To stay? Okay.
Nah, I was with Jackson Douglas. It was good. Like I wasn't up late. We were in bed early. It was nice.
Well, there's probably a fair chance you're going to be with a Claremont player.
Yeah, I know.
With how many? Obviously
50%.
There was an article that Sam Landsberger wrote over East about how an AFL recruiter said to him that WA have no draft talent, zero draft talent. Was this mentioned at all or used as motivation by the boys throughout the champs?
Yeah, it was definitely mentioned by the coaches, just briefly to say what it is, and then the thoughts of it was it's untrue and who cares what they think. We can't control what they think. Who cares? The only thing we can control is our champs. And I thought we went out and we proved them wrong. We proved them how much talent there is in our team, and we believe the whole way through that we have as much talent as every other state. There's no reason we don't. So yeah, it was good. The boys always had the belief, and we never bought into that kind of thing. We obviously heard it, but never bought into it.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't. Yeah, I don't know where it's come from, and I guess it has been a common theme for whatever reason this draft crop. But you guys were able to prove them wrong against a team like South Australia who have some really highly rated players, and I guess put them in their place a little bit. And not just a win, but you guys pumped them really. So silence those critics.
Do we have like a clear number one pick?
From WA?
Well, no, not from WA, like just in general from the draft. Like obviously, last couple of years we've had always that standout, and this year I don't think we still heard
probably
that
the one,
standout.
and you guys obviously versed him was Josh Smiley from Vic Metro.
I think just his potential. That's the main thing about him. You look at him, he looks like a full forward, and then he lines up in the midfield. It's pretty crazy.
It's like modern player like Cripps, Bontempelli, just like big guy. There's a couple others like. From that Vic Metro side, like Jagga Smith.
Oh, he was very good. Yeah. Like the amount of ball he's able to get, and then his use with it, he was very good. He had 37 against us.
Who else?
Ashcroft's obviously gone father-son.
Obviously Ashcroft. Probably we know about him, and
he had a lazy 34 in the game against SA on the weekend.
Finn O'Sullivan, he was being injured. I think he was like the one. But
he's back this week, so hopefully he can show something.
But the reason why I guess the South Australian win was so impressive is because they have some really high talented players. Like Tyler Welsh got shut down, the Camporeale twins as well. So I don't think the zero draft talent thing is very on point at all.
Yeah. Hard to make that call. Well, that would have been
it's
April
obviously
or May.
But still, like
before
pretty
the
bold to
champs,
say, and you gotta eat your words if it comes back to bite you, don't you?
Bold to say before the champs even get underway. Well, a common question that we'll probably continue to ask: who's someone from the state side that caught you by surprise or sort of flew under the radar and then just popped up through the championship games and played pretty well?
Well, the thing is, I could say anyone in the team, to be honest, because everyone just played their role. Obviously, you mentioned Tyler Welsh getting shut down. That was by Darcy Peterson, and that was a huge game. And what Webby did well with our team was he rewarded all the little things and everyone actually playing their role. That's what he really rewarded. I thought Fred Rodriguez, underage, was really good in the midfield.
He's a freak, man.
Yeah, like his midfield craft was crazy the whole championships. And obviously, he's gone up against kids that are a year older and really highly touted. So that's really impressive. And then just all the back group. Clancy Dennis had a massive championships, saving so many goals. And like I could say anyone, to be honest.
Yeah, well, that's the beauty of it. Like that's probably why you need more soldiers than not contributing. Before we ask some, I guess, questions for the back half of the year, I just wanted to clarify that you are eligible this year because I did call the trial match versus Claremont, and I don't know if you're aware of this, but it says you're born in July 2007 on the team list that I was given. Are you aware of this? Is your birth? Are you 06? That's what I'm asking.
I'm 06, but they got mine and Charlie Banfield's height, weight, and birthday mixed up, so they had me listed as 188 centimetres, which is 5 centimetres taller than I am, so I was pretty wrapped with that. And then... But I got a few questions asking if I was an underager, but I was like, I don't know why people asked them, but then I found out. So I got that fixed. But in the championship, they fixed it, but they just switched the date of birth around, so I still got the 188 centimetres. So Shifter, when he was commenting, goes, he's a good size at 6'2". It's not 6'2" at all.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny. Well, speaking off air as well, you've been snatched up by Tommy Seckle from the team at Hemisphere. So you're in good hands, let's say.
Very good hands.
Very good hands there. So you don't have to say much, but any chats with AFL clubs now that your, I guess, stocks have been boosted thanks to Tommy?
Yeah, definitely, because over the past week, quite a few of the boys have had a few recruiters because the Vic Metro game, Vic Country game, a lot of the head recruiters stayed over for that week. So they stayed and interviewed a few of the boys. So definitely a bit more interest, but it's very early on. So their draft boards have 100 kids on them. So they're just trying to get to know people. The chats now are very friendly. Just get to know you and your family kind of thing. So but it's obviously really cool to have that experience this early on. And so hopefully I can still get a few more by the end of the year.
And they do any speed dating sort of chats, or is it more like they came to you or something like that?
In the pre-season for State Squad, we did some speed dating chats. but that was pretty early. That was very early on.
Yeah, it would be.
But these ones over the past week have more been like, come to your house, meet your family for an hour, sit down and just talk through a few things.
One of their big Eagles fans account are saying, I saw saying that they'd love to have you. So,
I'd love to have any. I know that. I think I know the account
Eagle
you're talking
Nation,
about, and they say any WA prospect they'd love to have.
Yeah. Who do you support growing up?
Yeah, I support the Eagles.
Yeah, that'll be. Yeah,
Tough
obviously.
times at the moment.
Yeah,
after that loss against Hawthorn.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, Tommy, I'm imagining it didn't take you long to sign with him. Obviously, very welcoming and that sort of thing.
Yeah, no. So he obviously started talking to me middle last year, and just from the start, he was so welcoming, such a good bloke, and just couldn't imagine being with anyone else. He's like a big brother kind of thing. I can talk to him about anything. It's just so nice to have him there when I need him.
What have they got in the office? Is it
table tennis?
Table tennis.
Yeah, I versed him yesterday. Destroyed me.
Yeah. Oh, he destroyed you.
Yeah, he's never lost.
Yeah, right.
So like, I'm not very good, but he doesn't care. I'm not good. He just absolutely destroys me.
I reckon some of his clients would beg to differ with that comment that he's never lost. I reckon when we had him on, every guest sent in questions saying, well, about ping pong, but...
So he's actually a jet.
Yeah, because he grew up in the boarding house at Melbourne Grammar or somewhere, so he said he used to play every day, and that's how he got good.
Well, we know draft combines and the like will come as the year progresses, but in terms of goals for the rest of the year, I imagine one that's driving you as skipper is the Colts flag at Subi.
Yeah, 100%. Like, we've put ourselves up to this point in such a good spot. We're third on the ladder. So obviously the first thing we need to aim for is to actually make the finals, because it's such a strong competition this year, but we're really confident we can do that. So once we get to that, finals are a different thing, take it 1 week at a time, but we really have confidence in our group that we should be playing in the grand final. And
there's a lot of guys in there who aren't even in the state squad, but probably could be there. Like, there's a lot of depth.
Yeah, a lot of depth through. Our forward line's crazy, like Cooper, Hendo, Darcy Montgomery's played state, all of them. Like, the things they're doing, crazy. It would suck to be a defender on the other team.
Well, Adam Jones said you and Malachi have been training with the league side as well. Is that correct?
We're starting next year. We did a bit next week. Sorry. Yeah, not next year. We're starting next week. They just gave us a bit of a rest week this week to go back to the Colts and play with them, which is nice. But yeah, so we're going up to the league, and obviously that'll be a really good experience to learn from some of those boys. A lot of ex-AFL players in there to learn from, and the coaches are so good. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to that.
Ideally, how does it sit with you? Because you obviously wouldn't say no to a league opportunity, but then you want to play Colts and help your team, especially back half the year when you've been there for such a big chunk of it.
Well, yeah, definitely would love, that's a goal of mine, to try and play a game of league footy at least. And it would just be such an awesome experience to play for a club like Subi, such a rich history. So yeah, that's been a goal of mine for a while. So if I could tick that off, that would be insane. But I would imagine I'll be back down at Colts quite a bit still.
How will that work? Will you do like one session a week with league and then
another
two with Colts?
So I'll do Monday, Wednesday with league, and then whoever I'm playing with, I'll do on Thursday. Yeah, okay. So if I'm playing Colts, I'll go back down to them on Thursday.
Yeah.
And with state duties now done, that probably frees up the schedule a little bit. But outside of that, what's sort of occupying your time at the moment?
Well, touched on it earlier, I surf quite a lot, so I try and do that as much as possible on uni break. So when I'm not on uni break, I obviously have uni, so that's not as fun as others. But yeah, I'm on break in a minute, so I do that, play a bit of golf, which is nice, and just relax really, like pretty easy life, then just rock up to training.
What are you studying?
I study commerce and geology at Curtin, but I'm only doing part-time, so it's very laid back.
Yeah.
How many times a week?
I only go in twice.
Yeah, right. That is crazy.
Yeah, very crazy.
It's just the modern way now, but we were chatting off air. One of your good mates, and Ashton Bryant, came on the show recently. He's very good in his academics. He's moving over to Harvard, giving up league. So
going to be the next Wolf of Wall Street.
Yeah, in your words.
That's Burkey's words.
Must be, obviously, yeah, well, it's kind of valid with the question we just asked, but like him moving over, you're not going to do that anytime soon. You're solely footy focused.
Yeah, no, 100%. Definitely never would move away academically. Don't think anyone would take me over there or anywhere.
Well, just before we move on to the Q&As, it's about this time, well, at this time we started, obviously the champs games were a bit later in the day, still not like too much later, but are you dreading the 9 a.m. starts back at Colts now?
Yeah, the worst bit about it's the dew on the ground.
Yeah.
Like, it's like wet weather footy for the first half, so have to get used to that again. And yeah, the waking up early is a bit hard. I don't like doing that, but
So
you
cold
adapt
now.
to it pretty easily.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sucks. Instagram Q&As, of course, at Bray and Ethan. First one here from Wesley Domain. State and Subi teammate, of course. Favourite bottom agger?
Aja.
Sorry. How have I butchered that?
He's wanting a shout.
Yeah, he's wanting a shout. I'm trying to think of someone to say besides him. But no, I'll say Wes because I've spent a lot of time with him over the last few weeks at State. Obviously, he was really good. Got the opportunity in the last game, which I was really happy with. Kicked a few snags, which is good. So he's really built a good case to play State next year and hopefully put his foot forward for the draft.
That's Wes Wally, by the way.
Yeah, that's Wes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Yeah.
Apologies.
That's just his Instagram username.
Yeah.
Kai.Barrett, who do you think is the best North Beach full forward of the last 10 years?
Well, if we're talking third grade, I'll say Kai Barrett. But yeah, I'll say Kai Barrett in third grade. He plays thirds. He was claiming he was going to play a game of first last year before he broke his toe, which just isn't true. But yeah, no, I'd say Kai snagged a few. My good mate Mitch Rowell, I'll say Mitch Rowell actually. He dominates. He wins a Coleman every year for North Beach. He played a bit of Subi last year.
How many teams is there at North Beach, like the one age group?
Oh, last year in year 11-12 there were 3.
Gee whiz.
Yeah, so there's normally 3. And then in seniors, like there's...
Oh, seniors.
It's crazy, like the amount of teams.
There's about 6 or 7 senior sides,
Yeah.
and then plus Colts and women. It's insane.
Yeah, I think it's like definitely would be the biggest club in WA.
Yeah, definitely the richest. Is that not?
Yeah, you're probably on
correct.
point with both those topics.
Will_Hayes 7 state teammate. How often do you get on the dogs? Is that the punt? Or?
Yeah, no, that is the punt. Just whenever I'm with Hazy, to be honest. Like, a few of us don't mind doing it. It's just a little hobby of ours. We're not good at it at all. Like, no intel.
No expertise.
No expertise. We just look at the thing and go, yeah, who's going to win? We had a bit of fun doing it.
What are you, a number, name?
The favourite? No, we have nothing. We have absolutely no intel.
Okay.
But at state trips, when we had a bit of free time, a few of us, like me, Hazy, Hamish Davis, Aussie and Ango would sit in the room watching Sky One, putting on a few races and yelling and screaming, and people from the other rooms would be whacking on the door telling us shut up.
Hugh_Boxall, state teammate again. He's come along really well. The dogs or the horses? ?
Probably the dogs.
No.
Just it's over faster, and I'm just less sad when my horse is losing. Yeah, it's losing anyway.
Faster way to lose your money as
Yeah,
well.
exactly.
Yeah. Fraser_Rickson, LeBron or MJ?
Oh, I'm a big LeBron fan. Like, number 1 on the bucket list is to meet LeBron. Everything, I just love LeBron, so definitely LeBron.
What about Bronny heading over to the Lakers?
Yeah, I'm happy with it. Definitely happy with it. I don't like the criticism of him. I'm happy for him, though.
Just there because of his... Well, obviously that's the criticism. He's just there because of his father. But, like,
it's
I reckon
true.
that you could be the greatest player ever and have LeBron James as your dad, and you'd still say you're only there because of your father. He is probably the GOAT, at least to the modern era. Charlie._Robinson_. Who was the best golfer from pre-season?
Not him. He snapped his club once when we were playing, just over the knee. So there was a lot of rage. Ollie Gibson plays for Subi. He just out of nowhere started shooting some ridiculous scores. Don't know how it happened and just embarrassed all of us. We are very average golfers though. There's no actually good golfers amongst us.
Malachite champion. How many cheapies do you get a game?
Oh, probably 95% of my possessions. I get quite a bit of grief because a lot of my ball's on the outside, obviously. So a lot of uncontested footy, which is nice for me. Just get the boys to kick it to me. But yeah, the boys definitely get into me about it, which is funny.
Pat, _or Fisher. We know the answer, but why did it take you so long to cut the mop?
No.
Colin Livingston.
Yeah, Colin Livingston, to be honest. But yeah, I had long hair since year 7. So I always had a man bun. And I don't know, I was just too scared to cut it that it would look bad just various reasons, but I'm so glad I got rid of it now. It's too annoying in footy.
Cody Curtin, who is the Scotty Barnes of the state team.
Probably Hamish Davis. There's a bit of a joke going around that. Who's the Scotty Barnes of the team? And yeah, everyone accuses of other people doing it. Cody Curtin's a bit of an underdog in that, but he hates when I say that. But yeah, there's a lot of running jokes going around the state team. It's very fun.
It'd probably come into the equation in finals and stuff when you match up on different players. But Lock_McTaggart just says kick ?
Yeah, that's because I kick the ball a lot. I don't really ever handball. Like, my kick to handball ratio would be pretty crazy. But I just never find myself in the scenario where I'm handballing. So, yeah, a bit known for putting it on the shoot.
I'd rather kick it more than handball. I reckon the criticism for handballing more comes.
I can't believe that you've never found yourself in a scenario to not handball the footy.
Just so much space on the wing.
Yeah, it's weird. Like, the first champs game,
especially
I had one handball.
Inside.
Oh, this is more at champs.
Yeah, okay.
Like in the first champs game, I had one handball and 18 kicks or something.
Jesus.
You're not handballing it for the goal, so yeah, 2 on the board. Take that.
Whisper Walsh. Why is your nickname Tissues?
Oh, this is a bit of a long story. It's kind of funny though. So, we had a trip down to Albany last year for a game against Claremont. Like every year, a team has to do it, and so. For some reason, I got put in a room with a coach, which was a bit different. So all the boys were in a room together, and I was in a room with a coach and the coach's son. So yeah, it was a bit weird. But so I had a bit of a cold at the time, and so yeah, I was blowing my nose and whatever. So I had just left my tissues on the ground because there were no bin. And then I'd left my room, and the coach comes in and just sees a lot of tissues on the ground and just was a bit worried. So he asked me if I was sick, and I said no because I wanted to play. And so I just pretended I wasn't sick. So he was just a bit worried. And then he told the whole team I just had a bunch of tissues on the ground and stuff. And so, yeah, developed the name Tissues.
People took it the wrong way, I'm sure.
And it was this little fella that discovered it as well, so he was a bit worried.
That's a long way to go, Albany, to not play, so you definitely want.
Oh yeah,
yeah, and it was a weird trip because you get there, you leave at the morning of the game, you play a night game, you sleep over, and then you leave the next day. So 4 5-hour bus drive, one every 2 in 2 days, which is pretty crazy.
It's like when we went to Albany for school and the bus broke down.
No, yeah,
we were parked outside of Cranbrook for about 4 hours. And we left Leederville Oval, I think it was probably 9 o'clock in the morning, and we got to Albany at probably 7 o'clock at night. It was a very long day, that was.
Very, very long. Finn_Scanlon and Xander Vinci. Favourite meal from the Heart and Soul Cafe?
Yeah, they're kids in the year below me at school, and the Heart and Soul Cafe is the canteen. I spent a ridiculous amount of money last year on choc milks at the canteen, which it was bad.
It's almost going to be one of the number one sellers in canteens.
Like I would not want to know how much I spent last year. And they did a bad thing and started accepting card. Like they used to only accept cash or smart rider, but they started accepting card, which just
dangerous.
Opened the floodgates. So I used to get like one a day at least.
That's the thing. It makes up canteens or whatever it is at footy clubs or schools. People have card or have their debit card or whatever, and they will just tap away.
Yeah.
We'll go. This is a good one from Hull_Curtis. How do you keep a clear/good mindset?
Yeah, I just think it's depending on what, like for the champs, what I did was just know my role and just think about playing my role and not overthink it too much. At the end of the day, we're just playing footy and I'm just trying to have fun out there. So I don't try and stress too much about it. Don't try and think too much about it when I'm not there. I try to zone out from footy as much as I can because it can be pretty taxing if you're just thinking about footy 24/7. So yeah, I found in this year, even when it's got pretty serious, I've been able to keep a pretty good mindset towards it, where it's just some fun that I do, and it helps when your best mates are in the team.
Yeah.
Lockie McGlade, who's the hardest opponent you matched up on in the champs?
Oh, well, I played on Jagga Smith for a half, which was pretty hard. He didn't really play as a winger though, he just went and followed the ball around. And then Lucas Camporeale, he had a big game, and I was playing on him. I think he had 30 something. So yeah, he had a big game. So he was good. He had very good running patterns and very good work rate. But it was good fun. He was a very good bloke. So I was chatting to him all day, which was nice.
Last one. We got last one here. We got to move on.
Yeah.
Lockie McGlade.
We just did that.
Oh, sorry.
We'll go.
We'll do that.
We'll do a quick last one. We'll go Oscar X underscore K3. Favorite. Well, yeah, favorite teacher from school.
Oh, probably Mr. Guy. He was my year 12 and 11 economics teacher. There was not much economics done in the class. Like, it was a very fun class. But yeah, no, I really liked him, but there's a lot. It was good. Had a good school, which is nice.
Go to the quiz.
We're on to the quiz. 8 minutes to get through it, so hopefully we can get through it nice and quickly. We'll look at the top of the leaderboard. 12 so far is our top score out of a possible 14.
I reckon we're aiming for Malachi at 10.
Yeah, Malachi got par of a 10. So question number 1, as it always is if you've been listening. What is your height and weight on the Waffle website?
183, 74 kilos.
Yeah, correct.
Not 188.
Luckily, we've been going through them. Well, we were chatting about it earlier, so you guess you knew.
Yeah, no, I definitely checked that.
Question number 2. You've played 21 career Colts games to date. How many goals from 21 games?
5.
Correct.
On a roll here. Good start. This is usually the question that gets people a bit hairy. You know, you get 2 in a row, and the third question just falls from there. So hopefully we can turn that around. Question number 3. How many times have you had 20 plus disposals in a Colts game this year?
This year?
Yep.
I don't know how many games I've played. I think I've only played
6.
Oh, okay. Not round 1, round 2, round 3. 4?
4 games?
Yeah.
3.
Oh.
3 out of 6.
Close.
Yeah. Number 4. The top amount was 30 against which club?
Peel.
Correct. 3 from 4. Question number 5. Your top mark count of 8 came against which side in the champs?
Probably would have been the South Australia game.
Correct.
Oh.
Vic Metro.
Oh, okay.
You had 7 against Allies as well.
Vic Metro. So the racing. Oh no, that's Optus.
Yeah.
We have 3 from 5.
3 from 5.
Number 6.
Can't afford to drop one.
Yeah.
Here.
Your top inside 50 count personally came against who in the champs?
South Australia.
Correct.
Yeah.
You had 5 against the Allies, so as well. So pretty high in both those games.
What was against SA?
I think it was 6.
Okay.
So 1 more than the Allies game.
4 from 6.
5? 4?
4 from 6. So question number 7. At the halfway point of the Colts season, where you are situated situated inside the top 10 of the player ranking points
In the comp. So you're in the top 10 overall. What position?
Is this average?
I believe
would
it's average
be.
or total points. I think it's
It'd be average, wouldn't it? I don't know. Usually it's
yeah.
average.
Either
So
way.
ranking points.
Like fantasy points.
Yeah, you're in the top 10.
I think someone told me this the other day. Is it 4?
Correct.
Yeah.
That's big.
Very
that.
impressive.
5 from 7.
Question number 8. How many Colts coaches' votes have you polled after round 13, so at this current point?
30.
I believe it's only 6, apparently. Colts coaches' votes for the
Oh, I
association.
think I was thinking of the.
you think of the wrong one?
Yeah, yeah. That's
What
right.
one were you thinking of? Were you thinking of...
Subi votes, probably.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay.
I'm like,
Yeah, it was only 6 because, obviously you missed quite a bit.
yeah,
so.
no, I wouldn't. I don't know. I think I was thinking of a different one where it was higher, like more votes given.
Yeah.
I don't think it's possible to get 30 votes in that one. To this,
Might be.
with the amount of games I've played, at least.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, so you can get like 20 points, coaches vote, a game.
I think you can get
In the
5.
AFL.
Oh, yeah, I think this one's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Yeah, okay. Right, well, question number 9. We are 5 from 8 now. Question number 9. How many of your Subiaco teammates have polled more than those 6 votes?
8.
Give you another guess. Much lower. Yeah.
Oh,
much
lower. 3.
Correct.
Right, we'll be leaning on that one
I
because
was
the
lucky.
previous question you weren't sure what we were talking
Yeah.
about, so we'll give you that. We have Druitt, Rickson, Henderson above
Yeah,
you
okay.
there, so 6.
6 from 9.
If we get 5 points, we can get
to 11.
To 11. So it's a who am I?
Okay.
I'm confident about this.
You are? Okay.
Yeah.
So 5 points if you get the birthday. 3 guesses. It's basically someone related to your journey, where you've been, and then the more we go into it, the less points up a grab. So the next line will be 4 points. If you don't get it, the next line will be 3 points, and we eventually get down to 1. So the birthday is, I was born on the 26th of March 2005. You want to move on, we can, but obviously.
Nah, it would be someone I played Colts. Or it'd be someone I played Colts with last year. Luca Kentfield.
Incorrect.
Another 2 guesses.
Or Lance.
Correct.
Lance who?
Lance Collard. Lance Collard.
5 points. You're on 11. Dang, you've exceeded Malachi.
It could be controversial.
It could be, yeah, but I don't think it is because I didn't finish reading out the question on that one that you didn't know, and then you answered it. So there was a lot of confusion. The rest of that was I've played 3 AFL games so far for St Kilda. You would have got that in a heartbeat. I was a part of West Coast Academy. I was one of 2 players drafted from North Beach in 2023, known for the high-flying ability in the number 4, Lance Collard. I was weighing up between that and Zane for the whole.
I know Zane. I would have got Zane.
But then obviously Lance is Subi, so it made a bit more sense.
Yeah.
I know Zane's birthday is end of December, so that would have been good.
Yeah.
But the 2005 helped me. I wouldn't have known if it was just the birthday.
Yeah.
How good is that for Lance getting the number 4?
Yeah,
pretty good. First year in the AFL system, and you get given a very low number.
Yeah.
It's very handy indeed. Well, of course, it is all thanks to Pegs. Download the app. Exciting times ahead with them. And, of course, Hat Locker and Cheetah Clothing too. Before we move on to the end. So, obviously, that'll put you on 11, equal with Luke.
I feel like we need to create a leaderboard within a leaderboard. Like I feel like we need to create a leaderboard for the draft prospects, the 18s boys. So then they're obviously that's why I said Malachi. Aim for that. But
so I beat Malachi by 1.
Did by 1. That's bragging rights.
Take that down there. It's training on Monday.
You both playing Colts tomorrow?
Yeah.
Tell them tomorrow on the field.
Yeah. Well, if you're listening on Spotify, Apple, you can of course head to YouTube and vice versa. Remember to subscribe, 5-star rating, like. It helps us a lot. And Burkey, good luck against East Perth tomorrow.
Thank you.